Hello, everybody. Welcome to EJ Villanueva's presentation of the case study SFMOMA, meaning more to more people. The evolution of the budgeting process for the close period began when the museum had to close on June 3rd, 2013, due to construction needs such as mechanical systems needing to be shut down in order to finish the building the Snow had a design, which consisted of a new 10-story building that increased the gallery space from 70,000 square feet to 170,000 square feet. In addition to added gallery space, the building included unique features such as a living wall that consisted of 19,000 plants, 700 panels of fiberglass reinforced polymer, two public entrances, and an area where visitors can see the museum at work. However, the San Francisco real estate market escalated the cost of construction expenses, and with the addition of news that certain parts of the museum had to be shut down, such as the mechanical systems and loading dock, the original plan of keeping the museum open during construction was rendered useless. After deliberating options such as finding a new temporary space to house exhibitions, the organization eventually decided on closing the building until construction was complete. Within 30 months after the museum was closed, SFMOMA had to reevaluate their budgeting process. What started off as a $33 million project ended up initially spending to a $53 to $54 million operating expense. The original idea was to cover the expenses of this project through contributions, earned revenue, and the endowment fund. After calculating expenses based on requests from staff, the projected expenses exceeded $54 million to about $68 million. But then after restarting, they eventually settled on a $64 to $65 million budget. To cover this expense, SFMOMA contemplated on increasing membership rates and admission pricing, along with suggested contributions by trustees. But they eventually settled on one surchargeable show a year that would generate more revenue, in addition to continue to take on contributions. The team eventually realized that if they're going to double the building size and triple the gallery space, then the budget would reflect the change going from $33 million to $64 million, nearly doubling the expense of the original SFMOMA. SFMOMA generated revenue during the closed period through a program called SFMOMA on the Go, in which the museum hosted 19 exhibitions within the Bay Area and beyond. The organization also displayed one surchargeable show a year that would generate more revenue. During the closed period, SFMOA rebranded themselves as welcoming, surprising, illuminating, participatory, boundaryless, and for our time to reposition the museum from a branding perspective. The organization also cleansed themselves of business relationships and undertakings that were not conducive to the growth of the museum or revenue generation. Contributions and the endowment fund continued to fund SFMOMA during the closed period. Evidence of the renovation in the financial documents exists on the page of Checklists of Required Schedules, Part 4 at line 11A, where the organization reports an amount for land, buildings, and equipment in Part 10, line 10. From there, the document suggests to complete Schedule D, Part 6. In the balance sheet of Part 10, line 10A, in assets mention land, buildings, and equipment costs for the other bases at a staggering $430,240,773 million. Finally, at the Schedule D page, Part 6, this cost for land, buildings, leasehold improvements, equipment, and other specified in Column B, Cost or Other Bases, Column C, Accumulated Depreciation, and Column D, Book Value. The total book value of all descriptions of property are $388,958,360. SFMOMA measured success through membership increases, visitor increases, demographic shifts, and pre-booking percentage. The museum was able to hit a 65,000 memberships by autumn of 2016 at a rate of $100 per member. By autumn of 2016, the number of visitors visiting the museum surpassed 625,000. There were also notable increase in visitors who were under 35, which was about 44% of visitors compared to 20% in 2011. Visitors that were also local to the Bay Area consisted of 54% of the visitor percentage. Initially, SFMOMA would have been content with 20% of pre-booking, but there were actually 44% of people pre-booking to come to the museum. There is a reason to believe that Burson's claim to the museum's position as strong through evidence suggested in the financial documents and KPIs cited in the study. Ever since the museum reopened to the public, it has hit a new surge of popularity from increased membership to increased visitor counts. In addition, pre-booking percentage has risen, and the museum has increased appeal to visitors under 35. In addition, projected revenues from fiscal year 2019 are expected to trend upward in earned and endowment revenue. The expenses may have also trended upwards, but compared to 2019 to 2013, revenue exceeds expenses compared to fiscal years of 2019-2013, or expenses surpassed revenue, sadly. From 2014 to 2015 fiscal year, there was a 29,252,819 revenue increase compared to the depressing revenue downward trend from 2013-2014, where numbers went from 243,335,665 million to 97,061,894, and then to eventually land rock bottom at 75,810,427 million. SFMOMA's overall financial strategy hinged upon growing their way out of situations, especially in times of financial crisis. The first time around SFMOMA encountered financial challenges, Benezra took a gamble on hosting shows such as Diana Arbus's photograph exhibit and a Frida Kahlo painting exhibition, in which the Kahlo show in particular became the best attended show in SFMOMA's history, clocking in about 412,244 visitors in 3 months. Eventually, SFMOA decided to expand the building and exhibit space to provide more room for more art pieces to be displayed. As this was occurring, SFMOA changed their financial strategy to appeal to broader, younger audiences and create engaging exhibits and spaces that will achieve the overall financial goal of increased revenue through memberships and admission, in addition to endowments and contributions. The biggest revenue streams for SFMOA were through contributions, ranging from individual contributions, fundraising activities, corporate donations, foundation donations, and government funding. SFMOA ensured engagement from people through reworking their brand strategy to open themselves up to rebranding themselves as welcoming, surprising, illuminating, participatory, banderillist, and for our time. This included making the new expanded space more open, aesthetically pleasing, so that it creates a more welcoming environment for visitors to walk in. In addition, SFMOA created psychological profiles of potential visitors who would visit them and catered their experience to the following profiles: the arts champion, the culture vulture, fact finders, self-improvers, and social experience seekers, which accounted for the largest category of people to cater to. SFMOA also ensures engagement through their education programs, where they focused on educating people from school children to college students on arts and culture. Diversifying and expanding the collection at SFMOA is another method of ensuring engagement from people, as the museum continues to find ways to engage those who may not be a typical museum goer, such as a Silicon Valley billionaire, thus tying into the title of the case study, Meaning More to More People. And here are the references that I used, which is basically the case study. Once again, this is EJ Villanueva presenting the SFMOA, Meaning More to More People, and have a wonderful day.